jump right back into it. Thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. Again, we are working through some changes, so I appreciate your guys' patience, and we're going to jump back into it. When we last left off with the Horsemen, it is the group managed to, in a very bizarre arc, go to a ocean oil rig, the 00982, where the corporation was doing some interesting off-the-books genetic engineering and research. Some things that happened there, Tyrannic, the janitor, the master of disguise. No one disguises himself as well as Tyrannic disguises himself.
Sure.
And the Simeon now lives up to his name, found a hyper-intelligent gorilla that replaced his legs with legs much like his own and several other gene mods. And Lapis and Genevieve, they managed to actually get the items that they needed. They 3D printed the heads of Bureau G for Ms. Harani, who offered to trade back Xang Wei and Edith in exchange for the heads of her enemies. And so, as we get back into it, the group definitely has made it back to shore. And as you stand huddled across the street from the high-rise where Hurani said that she would meet you, it's raining. Why is it always raining in Pan Pacifica? The rain gathers the oil and the gasoline from the streets, collecting it in swirling pearlescent eddies and runnels that make their way from the buildings to the awnings to the streets and down into the sewers. You feel like the city should be far more clean in the middle of a rainstorm, but somehow it just doesn't feel like that. As you stand again huddled in a under this small awning, the neon lights reflect in the puddles as cars and bicycles and pedestrians go by, shattering the image of the sky above. As you stand huddled in the awning, you realize you have heads in a duffel bag.
Yep.
And that's where we'll start.
Yep. I am grateful that these heads in the duffel bag are not leaking any fluids.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Especially because I have the duffel bag across my back. And, you know, anything that I feel dripping onto me is rain.
That is true. However, Lapis, you're Lapis.
I am.
It's going to be really weird if you had four perfectly clean printed heads.
Oh no, we distressed them.
That's why we distressed them.
Okay.
Don't worry about
I
it.
like
I
who
don't
was
remember
distressed.
the discussion of distressing, but that is...
Oh.
I have a note. V and Lapis quote distressed. That's my last
Okay.
note because V
Yeah.
and Lapis
Also,
were
let's
like,
just say hello to Zero Earth Element and Josh and Mr.
we
Furious.
were on
Good
it.
to see all of you.
Yeah.
Evan, always good to see you in chat. All right, so...
Yep, I have that note too. It's, yes. Like, I went up and I shot a couple of them, and
yeah, Lapis went a little harder than V did in distressing them, but yes, the heads look used.
Welcome, great.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the plan? You guys stand across the streets, cars go whizzing by every so often, throwing up little sheets of city-stained water in bright neon plumes as it catches the light of the signs in the windows from the buildings around you.
well, we have her phone number,
You do.
and so knowing that V has already hacked the phone, I'm gonna call her.
Are any of our extra friends, the monkey, the robot, Our old man friend, are they with us?
So
Lapis' boyfriend.
Lapis' boyfriend?
Lapis' boyfriend is not with you yet because he had to finish his shift.
Yeah.
The monkey took Simeon back to the Maru's safe house. Something about his body rejecting some of the gene mods, but I'm sure I can tinker with it. And Scotty's there because, gosh darn it, Scotty goes everywhere with V. They're best friends. I've never had a best friend, but I'm really glad that I have one now.
Tell you about my best friend.
Yes.
So you're calling her Rooney?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm totally putting her on speakerphone.
Nice. I will listen intently.
But you can't work the phone.
I would if I could. I'm great on the phone. So.
No, it is fine. 1 second, I will speak with them now. Yes.
I'm here to deliver. I'm sorry. Did you not hear me? I'm here to deliver.
The heads?
Obviously.
Yes. Well then, come on up. There are old friends who wish to speak with you up here.
Why don't you bring Edith and Xang down, and we'll just do the exchange in the middle of the street and go our separate ways.
Oh. No.
Are you
Here's
afraid of
the
getting
thing.
wet?
You have no leverage here. You have, presumably, a quartet of heads. I have 2 living people.
Sidebar. V does not say this into the phone. This is for Becca and Michael. Don't we have dirt on her? Like, don't we have proof that she... Like, didn't we find something
I
that's...
thought we got her fired. Is that, or
We-
did the B team get her fired?
Bureau
Bureau
G
G
got her
Oh.
fired. I don't know that I have any dirt on her because
thought we
I
had- okay.
think the Storm Knights in general might. I don't know if we do specifically.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Fine. There's 4 of us coming up.
Excellent.
A+
I am on
heads.
the 56th floor. Come join us.
I hang up. I say something that
Borking,
is
bork, bork, bork.
yes, this is inappropriate.
It sounds
Yeah.
better in the original Klingon.
That borking blitch.
Yeah.
Glitch, that borking glitch.
Yeah.
Glitch, yeah. And then, yeah, shove the phone into my pocket and head out across the street.
Scotty can go first, right? That's okay.
Sure.
I feel like your lizard pet wants to see me dismantled.
I think he just wants to see you in action, Scotty.
Yeah, well, I've heard great things. I think you can handle it.
Jam, what's the surveillance like on this building?
As you look around, even without making a computer roll, and if you want to make a computer roll, you can get a computer or a find roll, you can get a better view of it. But even as you look around, you can see this is one of the chrome and glass high-rises. So this is a fully smart building. Your default assumption is that there are eyes everywhere. Big Brother is watching and probably listening and definitely reacting to the footprints in the the footsteps in the hallway.
Okay. How long have I had to tinker with Scotty?
You know, like, I mean, you haven't really had a whole lot of time to tinker with him. The downtime that you had was repairing him. You had maybe an hour each way on the helicopter.
But in
What are
repairing
you
him,
looking for?
Well, I'm kind of wondering, can I rig Scotty to be a walking jamming signal?
You definitely can. The question is, have you had time? So what I will need is a computer roll from you.
Okay.
And a possibility in the attempt.
Okay.
Now it's the start of a new act, so you have all of your possibilities back, but this is sort of a on-the-fly kind of thing.
So my initial roll is a 17.
Okay, this is going to be a nearly impossible check, by the way. So this is going to be a DN 20 in 2 hours to sort of jury rig him to do this. We'll
Great.
see where we're at.
I will spend an action to get it to 20.
All right, so here's the thing. At a 20, you know that you've got a one-use jamming device built into Scotty.
Okay.
It's unclear how long it will last, and it's going to fry as soon as it'll last for a certain amount of time, and then it's going to be done. So you can trigger it as a free action with some sort of code word, I assume, that you will transmit to Scotty at some point.
The code phrase will be "beam it, Scotty."
Beam it real good.
Beam it real good. I don't think I need to write that one down.
Might.
What was it?
I feel like I tried to make it pretty on the nose. Excellent.
All right, so you guys cross the street.
Yep.
Is there anything else you want to do before
we walk into what's an obvious trap?
Mm-hmm. I'm planning to hack the elevator so they can't, drop it down on us.
Oh, good. I was thinking we'll go in, get whatever elevators down to the floor, hit like 4 of them to show up on the 56th floor,
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
and
that's
then we
a good
get
idea.
into one of them, and so then that way, like a whole bunch of doors open.
Yeah,
I'm okay with them.
yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so your initial entry plan is the 6th grade elevator break. I
Yes.
love it.
Yeah, clearly.
I mean, if we really wanted to be 6th grade, we would open 4, Christmas tree all the lights, and then get in 1 and just stop on every floor so they have to impatiently wait for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too. I'm not gonna lie.
and then sunscreen in the touch dials.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Every once in a while, set off.
it does not take you very long to wait for all the elevators to come down in this little quad set and hit 56 on each of them and then jump into one.
Yep.
The elevator that you get in, it closes and you kind of hear over the comm speaker this long suffering sigh. Might be Ellen Rickman, you don't know.
Excellent.
But the elevator rises up, and it's one of those elevators that the backside of the elevator is a 3-panel reinforced multiple tempered glass window that just looks out into the rain and the street as you rise up 56 stories.
Okay.
And you can see quite clearly the one next to you going up like a little before you,
Yeah.
not too much.
Yeah.
And there's this strange, almost double dinging noise. And the elevator, your elevator opens up, and there is an old, like white-haired woman who is currently stretching out like 3, 4 large terry cloth towels right in front of your elevator. You can see the other 2 open. And this is one of those buildings where, or at least this floor, it opens up to an apartment, right? You're in the atrium of the apartment. And she kind of looks up and smiles at you. Please just wipe your wet and possibly stained shoes, or in fact, if you would like to take them off, that would be even better. And then she turns and looks at the camera and says, "Welcome, certified mechanic," and then returns.
Yeah, I'm not wearing any shoes, so that's easy.
She points to a like an indoor rug, like what something you would have right outside of like a house, kind of that really rough thing. And if you would please scrape your claws clean, that would be most appreciated.
I'll clean the bottom of my boots, but I'm not taking them off. You know, they go up my calves. They're a little troublesome to get on and off.
Do they have
That's a
flippy
lot of time.
floppies, like complimentary flippy floppies we can wear?
They do, Tyrannic. You look around and you're gonna have to wear like 3 pair a foot, but I think you'll be able to.
One on each claw.
Great.
Now, is the floor marble so that if we haven't dried our feet off well enough, these flippy floppies are just gonna like slide straight out of
No. The floor is a deep burgundy, and it's woven through with golden thread in just large kanji on the floor.
Okay. I'll give some to Peaches too.
Peaches doesn't suffer it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He immediately takes off and they fall off, and he kind of gives you a wing shrug and goes and perches on a couch.
Adina's putting on flip-flops causes Lapis to lose a little, and she just starts giggling.
I mean, I'll put some.
I don't know that you guys have ever heard that.
Scotty, but I don't think he has toes, so I don't think they're gonna work.
Okay.
But similar to Lapis.
Please come in.
What?
Miss Hurani is waiting for you in the receiving room.
Excellent. And our friends are also there?
I believe so. There are several people there waiting.
Is there anyone with bright red, thick hair?
Bright red, thick hair?
Yeah.
No, Miss Lapis, no, none at all.
And I'm gonna. And what's your name?
And she kind of gives you a bashful smile. I am Miss Hurani's. And she says something you don't quite understand. She's like, "It is not for me to do anything but to introduce you. I will announce you, Miss V."
Okay, and I'm just gonna palm her some money. I feel like it never hurts to
Sure.
grease the palms of the doorkeeper.
Yeah. And just kind of go, I appreciate you and all the work that you do.
Mm-hmm.
It is a pleasure to be of service both to you and to Mrs. Harani or Ms. Harani.
Okay, I was gonna say, as we walk, I'm gonna ask, no, Mr. Harani?
You're so nosy.
That is not for me to share. She will share whatever she wishes.
Oh, okay.
I nudged Tyrannic.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's single and ready to mingle.
Oh.
All right, Tyrannic, I need to ask you one very important strategic question.
Sure.
Do you have a romance card?
Do you have a romance card at this point?
I'll never tell.
Shrek never kisses and tells.
Oh,
Well, he does.
that's not for you to worry about. Don't worry.
Mine is not to question, mine is but to do. As you walk in, this nameless service kind of leads you in a very slow shuffle down this hallway
Are there cameras?
to a set of gold foiled doors, and as she approaches, the doors just kind of open automatically, and inside you can immediately smell a very earthy note in the air, almost like a tobacco smoke, and you can see that the woman from the helicopter is currently standing in front of a large set of glass windows that are tinted, but she's looking out over the city of Shanghai. And as she turns around, she kind of nods to her servant first, and then looks at you and offers you kind of gestures to these large overstuffed leather couches. I believe we can discuss these negotiations and these dealings as civilized people.
Civilized, of course. I need proof of life.
I need proof of death, so we are in agreement.
Right.
How about we start? And she reaches over to just the edge of the couch and taps something on the wood, and you can see the wood glows under her fingertips, and a door opens up, and two corporate security guards, like heavy flak jackets and armor, ceramic armor, full face masks. You can see grenades, like 4 grenades, 2 on each collarbone, come in. They're not holding their weapons. Their weapons are currently slung behind their back, but they're walking on either side of Xang Wei, who kind of wide-eyed, looks at you and breaks out into just this huge grin. Ah, you have returned. I had no doubt. Edith and I, we both agreed that you would return, and you would. Oh, I was informed of the cost of my freedom. I do not know how I can repay you, but I will do my utmost to restore this debt and this balance between us. And he kind of looks at Lapis' duffel bag and shakes his head. Kurani sits down. There, I have given one proof of life. Now, I assume your duffel bag is filled with the heads of those I wished slain?
You asked for heads. That's what I have.
I would like to see the auditor's head.
I know, right? Alright, I pull it off.
Which one's that?
I let it, ka-thunk onto the table. Kind of hard, maybe a little rough.
Sidebar, in the distressing, I would like to say that V and Lapis also distressed the bag, so it looks like, there's a little bit of blood on the bag too, so then you're putting something dirty on one of the couches.
There you go.
All right, so the auditor's head hits because Lapis thunks it, and it kind of rolls, kind of briefly comes up, hits the side of the table, tongue lolls out. You do not. And she pulls out a small blade and clicks it open. You do not mind, I assume.
I mean, if that's what you're into.
Yeah, you're that hungry?
She puts the blade inside the auditor's head and scrapes the inside of the cheek. She pulls out her Zuzu and scans the tissue sample.
Do you put that thing up to your face?
And she cleans the blade and wipes it off on a small towel and just kind of sets it on the table, and the nameless servant kind of walks up and carries it off. It matches what I have on file. So, I assume in that duffel bag of yours, that is where the other heads are.
Yeah. I assume back in that room we have Edith as well.
Might I offer you some bijou?
So, this is going to be more than 4 heads in exchange for 2.
In the interest of complete disclosure, I do not have your friend Edith.
Oh.
And the door opens again. The smell of tobacco kind of grows stronger as 2 people enter. And no, I would have to say that is my fault that Edith is not here, as the Frenchman and the woman in red enter the room.
I pull my gun and just
Oh,
aim it
Lapis.
at the Frenchman.
It is good to see both you and Genevieve, and I'm sure you have a name.
Give me one
He
good
says,
reason why I don't.
And Scotty's like, Scotty!
Give me one good reason why I don't shoot you.
I will give you 6.
I look over at the woman in red and I say, oh, I'm so sorry. Just ask her. So, heard from Archibald recently?
She
Oh.
smiles. I was very present for his convalescence.
Yeah. That's nice to know.
She is number 1, Archibald being number 2, 3 being I am the one that Edith spoke to and the reason that Edith is not here, and 4, 5, and 6 are the debt that you owe me for all of the help over the last year and a half after Archibald and your friends let you, how did you put it? There are so many metaphors, out to dry, under the bus, left for dead. Those, and I do not know what the word is in English, but they were very strong words. Anyway, I was brought in as I was speaking to the lovely Ms. Hurani. We were doing a business arrangement between the 2 of us, and that's when, who should I see appear here but this fine entrepreneur, hard to reach items, who of course I had a kin with, and the woman who took care of my werewolf problem for me, Edith. And Edith and I got to speaking, and she spoke about Okinawa and having to deal with some things there, and I might have mentioned several monsters that I needed slain on Okinawa, and in exchange for the canceling of one of her debts, she allowed me to send Edith ahead to, let us say, clear the path for you. Also, I have been told, and he looks right at you, V, that someone has been crossing out lines in the ledger. I assume that would be you. You are carrying around one of the ledgers that I asked you to recover for me and have been settling scores.
Where are you hearing that this is happening?
Listen, one does not build a cross-cosm black market empire without having ears everywhere. Are you denying that you have been using the ledgers for your own advantage?
I am not denying anything. I am wondering where you're hearing information because the reports of its use are greatly exaggerated.
Listen, I've told you many times, V, that Delphi Council thing will get you killed. You should come and you should work for me. And you can see like the lady in red's eyes sort of narrow a bit on you. No, she has different talents than yours. So, and the servant kind of comes up with a little tray, and he's like, he puts the cigarette out. So, does V have a romance card? Is what the chat is wondering. He comes and sits down. Now, what I understand here is that you have made a deal for the heads of Storm Knights, which, honestly, I would have thought was beyond the pale for you, V, and whoever you are. I'm Scotty! Not you, robot man. The lizard thing. As we all know, I assume Lapis is the one who did the deed. So perhaps we can...
I'll do a deep bow with my cloak and wink in his direction.
He definitely winks back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I now know who you are. You are Grigori's bow.
Ah, you know Grigori.
We have had dealings, much like me and Ms. Hurani and me and he looks at you, Ms. Lapis? We've never actually spoken of your connection status.
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better, so I go in for some Italian kisses. and I also...
The one thing that you guys taught Tyrannic that is stuck.
I think too, like that since he's wary of Lapis, I think that endears him a little bit to me too, so.
He is French, so he doesn't blink, and he returns the kisses.
All
right, now that this touching reunion is done, he has taken care of Edith. He has procured a flight for her to the island, private chartered, at great expense. Never get in deals if you do not want to pay. The devil always gets his due. So as you can see, you have done the deal for me. I have done the deal for you. As far as I see, our accounts are balanced.
Oh, you said they're balanced? No, they're not, because you don't have Edith that you were going to return back to me, and you didn't bother to inform me that you weren't going to be able to uphold the end of the deal, and yet I still finished my job.
Does Edith have her Zuzu? Proof that she is where you say she is?
Your friend Edith can barely operate the shower in this place. But I do, and she picks up her Zuzu and swipes a couple of things, and this hard light screen kind of descends from the ceiling, and you can see Edith clearly getting into what am I trying to say? Like a private jet, and then you can see kind of where it is in real time. It's approaching Japan as you speak.
Also, just because Edith is from Roche doesn't mean she doesn't know how to use a Zuzu. Because I have trained Edith how to use a Zuzu. So, is there, a way we could talk to her?
I can, listen, there is push this button if the phone rings, and then there is how to use a Zuzu. Yes, Zero Earth Element, good catch. I I can open a channel to her if you would like full video and audio. As proof of life. And she looks right at Locus, and you can just see the Frenchman gets the biggest grin on his face. Would that be sufficient?
Sufficient? No, but it would be a nice start. Actually, there might be something else if you want. The other 3 heads.
Xang Wei is just kind of like, he is is looking around at everyone, expecting violence at any point. Anytime someone speaks, like you can hear like the glass rattling. He looks back and forth. Lapis says something and he looks, and then Harani says something and he looks. And Scotty's kind of looking at himself in the tinted glass window, like, who am I? What am I doing here? Is this actually me? Is my soul? Do I have a soul? What's a soul? Violence is always an option, but there's also another way, Evan. Very well, we will speak after this. Honestly, V, I think you are rubbing off on Lapis. The Lapis I knew was not a negotiator in by any stretch of the imagination. And Harani just kind of glares.
Lapis hasn't put away her gun yet.
But you're talking, which is...
Yeah, at this point, you should know that both of the corporate security guards have their weapons out now as well.
Yeah.
Sidebar, JM, if I taste the tea, is it poisoned?
It is not. Neither the tea nor the alcohol is poison. It's actually to V's sensors, like, very refined and very expensive. So the screen changes, and it's sort of, at first the sound comes in. First, all you hear is the sound of the wind rushing past, and then you definitely hear kind of Edith, like grunts of pain that are definitely Edith's. And it's like, oh no, yeah. And as the light comes in, you can see Edith is on this plane. She is lying face down on a table, and there's someone with an elbow kind of right under her shoulder blade, really working it in. And she kind of looks up and she's like, oh, hey guys.
Hey, Edith.
Hello.
You okay?
Yeah, no, this is kind of not what it looks like.
Look, I just need you to tell this lady that I have trained you how to use a Zuzu, because she seems to think you're too dumb to use any technology.
I did not say she is dumb. I said that the Orosh is not known for its. She's like, no, it's V. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Like, you said a lot of really big words, and I nodded along, and I totally monkeyed the thing. But honestly, unless this thing starts buzzing and I see your face. Listen, this is how. Do you want contradictions? Because this is how contradictions happen.
I put my gun away.
The two security guards kind of wait a second, and then they sling their weapons behind them.
So our friend is safe. We have heads for you. What is left to discuss?
Is this enough? Do you wish to say anything else? Any sentimental things? Ask for any questions? Or is this literally all that I needed to do? Because honestly, it would have been cheaper to fake this footage than actually do a live feed.
Good, you're wasting money.
I mean, Edith, are you okay? I'm assuming.
Oh, yes.
You're
So
doing this of your own volition?
Oh, yes,
Edith, we met a monkey.
You did?
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Like a little monkey? Tyrannic, you definitely get a possibility for that.
I mean, that's really all we needed. It's one thing to say that she went on the mission willingly. It's another to show that she is actually on the mission willingly.
Mm-hmm.
We are no strangers to deception.
Again, I understand. She kind of swallows something down. So, Lapis, you said that there was something I could do for you.
Yes. In exchange for these heads, you've offered Xang Wei and Edith, and since you don't have Edith anymore, there's an auction.
You, Shens? I've been speaking with Zhang Wei.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not buying the sword for you.
Is the sword actually at the auction? It has been found?
That is not a question for me to answer. However, Zhang Wei is here. And the person who brokered the last piece of information for it is here.
I the Frenchman. And yeah, JM, I have this custom card.
What is your
called
custom card?
Feud.
Why don't you read it out loud?
So someone is out to get your hero. I feel like they're already in the room. This isn't a surprise. But a nondescript bystander might recognize her from some past misdeed, or a vengeful foe might stalk her from the shadows. The foe might attempt an ambush, frame her for some crime or offense, or simply tarnish her reputation. Gain 1 to 3 possibilities to spend, depending on the strength of the foe.
And only you get the possibilities in this case. What a selfish thing to do, Lapis. No.
Yes.
Like, and?
Yes.
All right, so let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Let's start here. Do any of you want to ask a question of either of those two people before Lapis plays the card, or are we jumping right into this?
I mean, I would like to turn to the Frenchman. I would like to think that there's a little bit of, 1, a kinship, 2, an understanding of information exchange.
Oh, yeah.
3, V will pull out her flask and pour the Frenchman some good French wine. Because, I mean, this could be really fancy booze, but taste of home is better than just about anything.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. I'm with you 100%.
And she'll look at him and say, look, information exchange is a two-way street.
It is.
What can you tell us about this sword?
Well, as part of a two-way street, I do expect you to...
I'll reach in my bag and pull out the ledger.
Very well. So, what you need to know, and he holds out his hand for the ledger.
I mean, you can give a little bit before I hand over the whole ledger.
Rip out a page.
I mean, I love technology over the physical, but I also understand the importance, so I will not go that far. But I I would like to hear a little bit before I hand over the multitude that is within this ledger.
Very well. You, I give you this information. You give the ledger back to me. I will, however, hold the accounts that you have paid off as debts in your column. But
Despite retrieving this?
the retrieval of the ledger, Jean-Viel, was in exchange for a past deed. The use of the ledger for your own benefit was not part of the original deal. But I must admit, once I calmed down, and the lady in red, she's kind of, I could not fault a fellow countrywoman for the action that she has taken, because honestly, in the same place, I would have done the same thing.
You have to use the resources to your advantage.
Of course, of course. So, your question, is the sword really at the auction? Yes and no. Masamune's sword, it is there. However, you are not looking for the sword, correct? You are looking for the piece from the map. I assume, much as this fine gentleman explained what he and his family were keeping, you have uncovered the meaning of the tablets, yes? And the images on the silk. I've worked enough with Grigori and Volkov to know a bit about, and of course, your new bosom companion, Lapis, to know the importance of what they seek. And ever the businessman, I do not cast aspersions on those I work with, but would you like to explain what is going on? And Xang Wei kind of sets the teacup down, like just rattling it the whole time. And something goes flying by, and for a brief moment, all of the windows are kind of illuminated white, and it kind of like the corporate, the smart house kind of dims the glass, and then as it passes, it comes back up.
What was it?
There are a ton of things flying around in Shanghai airspace. So whatever it was, it moved quickly.
Okay.
Do you want to give me a? Lapis, go ahead and give me a find roll. So, after talking with Mr. Oh, she's Frenchman. Mr. Frenchman, and spending some time in discussion with him, I remembered there is, my grandfather used to tell me a tale. The same tale as what was on the tablet. The young woman wooed by the great Kame of the sea, visions of war in the heavens, the darkness that will consume all worlds, all of this. And how Masamune forged his blade as part of his attempt to stop this dark warning from coming to existence. But it is said that he tested the blade 3 times. And the first 2 times, once against a great stone pillar in the cave where he forged the blade, the cave where the kame came to the woman, and it shattered. The second time, in the traditional manner, cut through the neck of the condemned criminal, and again the blade snapped. And last, he reforged the blade a third time. This is the blade that my family has sought and harbored. My grandfather, he always said it wasn't the blade that was at fault, but that earthly metals could not contain the majesty of the hilt that the Kame of the Sea gave to Masamune. So in the end, even though it was his finest blade, he hid away the hilt in that cave and replaced it with something else. If you seek this, and there's a noise, and the old man just falls over and hits the couch, and there's a shadow. As you turn and look, there's a small hole in the window, and the lights come up and flood the whole room. What did you get on your find roll, Lapis?
Oh, a 1.
Oh, well, in that case, Lapis got a 1. Oh, I forgot to get my skin screen down. I don't get a Lapis 1 very often, and it's not a disconnect because find is not connected to any specific cause of action. Pardon me, everyone, as I grab this off the shelf. Gotta have mine. All right, so Lapis with a 1. Uh, 26, 36, 39, plus 11. There's a second pinging noise. 24.
Ow.
So up 5. Lapis, the round takes you right in the chest. Oh, that's a infinity.
Oh.
And a 5, so up 10. 24. That may have come across even louder. Lapis, your armor is not, your toughness is 9, yes?
Yeah.
So Lapis, that would be 3 wounds and 6 shock. Would you like to soak it as the sniper round takes you in the chest?
I would like to soak it, yes.
The second shot shatters the window. Thanks, Greg. Oz, always good to see you. Support the Becca fan club.
Support. My reality is an 11.
So an 11, this is not Oroch. So you take 0 shock, but you will take 2 wounds. Do you want to up it up? With a possibility?
Yeah, why not?
All right, go for it.
So if I add the possibility to it, that's a 17.
All right, so a 17 will take it from 3 wounds and 6 shock to 1 wound.
Okay.
As the glass shatters and the rain comes flooding in, you can see the light that you were looking at, Lapis, is another one of those helicopters like Harani flew away in.
Okay.
And there are a gaggle of guards in Plexiflex body sheathing. They begin to leap from there, and you can see the person who put the sniper rifle. She pulls her head away. You see a woman with long, animate, thick, red hair. And because Lapis got shot, Becca, I'm going to let you tell me when to stop shuffling. Oh, that might have been a good card. I'm going to let you tell me when to stop shuffling.
Your friend's here.
My friend is here. However, as the bullet hit my chest
Mm-hmm.
and I grunted, there was a brief flare, and my force fields prevented the wound.
Okay, the last one. All right.
Mhm.
How many charges does your force field have?
Now it has 4. It has a total of 5.
Okay.
You're gonna shoot me so much. All right, you can stop shuffling.
All right. Do you want me to cut or just draw the top card?
Draw the top.
All right.
This is the woman from the parking garage with Medusa-like hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her name.
All right. The
is-
first card is They Strike. Villains go first, heroes go second, and are fatigued. The approved action is Maneuver. Immediately, the 2 security guards come running up and just reflexively grab Harani and start taking her into the back. The woman in red steps in front of the Frenchman as the guards kind of hit the ground, and 3 of them draw katanas, and the other 2 pull out Glock 9mm. So they're going to start. Two of the ones with katanas go charging right at Tyrannic, because we know all he has been looking forward to is a katana fight in a fancy apartment. And I got you, buddy.
Nice. All right.
All right. Well, that was not great rolls. Tyrannic's melee defense is, well, it's only 8. Maybe these are okay rolls. -4. So they will hit you. I will spend 2 possibilities, 1 for each of them, and not roll that much better. So Tyrannic, 1 will hit. So 14 and 15. 14 doesn't. Nope, both will get a bonus die of damage. Your toughness, sir, if I'm reading correctly, is 12, correct?
No, it's now 14.
What?
Nicely done.
Yeah.
All right, so right now you are up 1 on the damage. So 1 will do 2 shock to you. The other one, let's see here. 8. 1 will do, so you take 2 shock, and then you'll take a wound and 2 shock. Do you want to soak anything, as they could just come in blades
Yes, I was
hissing through the air at you? All right, go ahead and give me your soak roll. I'll come back and let you know what they are planning, or you can tell me what the rolls are here in a second. The other one goes running right for Genevieve. Maddie, I assume that your melee number is less than a 4 or higher than a 4.
Yes.
Okay, so the other guy comes in, and V, as you kind of step back, he brings the blade down against the leather couch, and the leather just parts, and the stuffing kind of pours out from a wound, and you hear Scotty go, "No!" The other ones are going to take shots at Lapis, and they are going to double tap.
And I'm gonna dodge.
They're going to do 2 at Lapis and 1 at the woman in red. You're going to dodge?
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and give me your dodge roll. Hey, Restart, good to see you. All right, well, I got double 16s. Which is up 3. What'd you get on your dodge roll?
A total of 24.
All right, so 24 is the number to hit. Melee weapons only gets me to 15. Oh wait, no, this is fire combat. Fire combat gets me to 16, but I don't know that I'm gonna get. 26 would get me to 9. As long as I don't roll 10s. All right, we're gonna spend it. So 16, 27, still only a +9. So 1 just sprays the area that you were standing in. Nothing touches you, Lapis. The second one hits you for 23, 32. So I'm up 8 on you. So that'll hit with 1 die of damage and the double tack in there. 19, up 10, so 2 wounds and 4 shock. What do you want to do?
I will. My first question is: this is my feud card response.
Yes, so you will get 3 possibilities right now.
Then I will spend a possibility and attempt to soak it.
All right.
Reality. 16.
All right. So a 16 takes that from 1 wound and 2 shock to nothing.
Okay.
The woman with the red hair, Li Mei, tosses the sniper rifle to someone out in the copter, runs all the way back to the far side of the helicopter, and then runs and sort of jumps through the rain.
I really just want to do that.
I want to have Scotty put his arm out.
Right?
Scotty's at the window.
Hits, rolls, and comes up and tries to get you into a first is the hair just kind of comes whipping at you. What is your maneuver?
Maneuver is 16.
So I got a 19. So you're at a -2 to everything you do as this hair just kind of like faints and kind of gets in your face. You're trying to kind of get out from around it, and then this kick kind of gets you right in the side. That's a 10. So that is a 22. So plus a.
How many times can I dodge?
Your dodge is set for the round, and that
Okay.
used your action for this upcoming round. So
Okay.
I got to get to a 24 to do it. Well, actually, a 22 now because of the maneuvering. Just like saying it like that. Maneuvering. No?
Sorry, we're strategizing.
You're strategizing?
Now that you're not here, we don't actually have to pass post-it notes.
Hey, that hurts just a little bit. She kicks you in the side for no bonus damage. So just the straight damage that she hits you with, which is going to be 2 shock. Kind of catches you right in the side. The wind gets knocked out of you. It is now the hero's turn. Remember, maneuver is the approved action.
So, question.
Answer.
What are the red-haired ladies, hench people wearing / wielding?
They are wielding regular katanas, not electric, just regular, and they are wearing what seems to be like a body sheath.
Do they have any comms?
They do have comms.
Okay, so if I were to activate my jamming device, would that cause any kind of feedback and or do something to possibly incapacitate them for a round?
I would allow it to. I would allow it to give you the opportunity to make a trick roll against all of them, because you spent a possibility in the past to set this up. So basically, they would go from full combat data coming into them to nothing, and so I would count this as a trick.
Okay.
You want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me the trick roll.
Then I will yell at Scotty to beam it.
All of Scotty's joints go from like the soft blue light that is kind of emanating from them to like a violet red, and it sort of mood lights the whole place in sanguine neon glow.
My initial roll is a 14.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You sure you don't want it to be something else?
No, I'm pretty sure I'm kind of happy with a 14.
Cool. Hey, Greg, these guards definitely need a higher trick ad. So, with a mind of 7,
Ooh.
you definitely get a good success. So, what would you do? You want to give them a -4 to everything they're going to do on their next action, or do you want to give them a minus, or give everyone else a +4 to attack the goods?
You're not attacking this round, yes? Would you?
Yeah.
I feel like because they're kind of wailing on us, a -4 next round would be beneficial, or would you like the +4?
I'm fine either way.
Okay, I will do the -4 for next round.
All right, so they're all going to take a -4. All right, I got that marketed down. Who's going next? So Lapis can't take an action at this point.
Sure. So,
Scotty has jammed. So, Maddie, hold on.
can't think of it.
I'm angry at you for stealing all of these infinity rolls from me. Your jamming device will work for the next 17 minutes.
Nice.
Plenty of-
I was like, what D6 minute? Oh, there's a 6. There's another 6.
Nice.
There's a third 6. Why couldn't I do this when shooting Lapis?
Yeah, why not?
That is true. That is true, Greg. All right, what do you got? Tyrannic and Peaches?
Yes. So I have 2 henchmen in front of me.
You do.
Okay. Okay, and I soaked for 12 on that last one.
So a 12 would reduce it to reduce it by 1 wound and all shock.
Awesome. So I'm great. So I will, wipe the blood off my face. The electric katana comes out, but as I whip it out, right over the top of me, Peaches comes and swoops over my head.
Maddie? You okay?
Are you ready for this? Okay. Peaches comes screeching and is going to try and maneuver.
Not expecting the surprise Peaches.
Surprise Peaches. And yeah, Peaches is going to charge one of the henchmen and try and maneuver and potentially even push them out the window. Sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay. So you would need an outstanding success on the maneuver to get them out the window.
Okay. An outstanding success.
Yes. So an
20,
outstanding, you don't know what their maneuver is, but you need to beat it by 10.
Oh, so
Did you put a card into action?
Oh,
I will use a possibility.
Coup de grace.
Put an action in.
Coup de grace.
Okay, that winds up being 23 with a possibility to push him
For
out.
your maneuver on that one guy,
Yeah.
one of the guys in front of you. All right. So that is definitely an outstanding success.
Awesome.
So Peaches just goes flying into this guy, knocks him off the roof, and then Peaches kind of pulls just straight vertical between the helicopter blades and the side of the building, and will return to you at the start of the next action.
Toy.
Nice. Okay, and then the remaining guy, katana fight.
Mr. Furious totally gets a possibility because he just said an outstanding success means he will be outstanding outside.
That's great. So that gets me. Not great. That gives me a 12 to attack him with my katana.
Hi.
With your katana?
Yeah.
Okay, so a 12 is what you need to hit.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Good
okay.
work.
All right. Great. So roll a battle die
Nope, there's no bonus damage. It's just the 19. Or it's the 13 damage
and AP 2.
and AP 2. All right. So Tyrannic, what does it look like when you cut one of these guys down?
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
You're so fancy.
I would like to envision it as I'm whipping it out overhead and Peaches charges the other guy. I come down right on the other one in one swooping motion.
All right.
Yeah.
Right, so that's two
It's
of them
very dramatic.
removed from the fight. Now remember, when you guys take your actions, you take two shock because of the fatigue.
And I'm gonna scoot 3 inches to the door.
No, you
Oh.
physically.
Okay. She gave me a note, and I was like, "What on earth are you planning?" And she meant for the camera. So.
The
That's just how
woman
much
in
trust
red
they have
steps
in
up
our relationship.
to try and get in the face, or to try and help Lapis fight Li Mei. And as she comes in, again, blades kind of extending from her arms, she comes in and starts fighting, and Li Mei completely stops her cold with a combination of an arm lock and hair. You can actually hear the sound of her arm dislocating, and just kind of throws her down onto the couch. The
Wait,
Frenchman.
Is the lady in red being taken out by the lady with red hair? Because that's not
It
confusing.
is. It's sort of full circle.
Okay.
And it is now time for the next card. Did everybody take their 2 fatigue and put a card into play?
No, where do we put fatigue?
Why? do I put
Fatigue is just 2 shots. Sorry, that's what I meant. You guys take your 2 shot.
Why?
Because that was on the card.
Oh.
Question, did the Frenchman do anything?
The Frenchman gets the heck out of the room.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Can I talk to him before he leaves?
No, he goes back into the same room that Harani disappeared into.
So, new card?
The new card is. Oh no. Oh no. Villains go first, heroes get a surge, and it is defend or intimidate as the approved action. So, what you can see, Lapis, is on the helicopter, 2 of the other guys, they kind of lift something up from the floor, and you can see this smart metal stand kind of kicks out. They are setting up a minigun. You're guessing you have 1-ish rounds until that thing goes live, and then just starts perforating the room.
Are they jammed as well?
Their comms, no, they are outside of the radius of. I mean, they're outside of the building. So
this gun, is it a smart gun, or if I put the woman with the red, if I put Li Mei between me and the window, she'll get hit first?
I mean, it definitely looks like everyone would get hit. You're from the Nile Empire. You don't.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not like, I mean, I saw the leg snap into place, but I'm not assuming that it has special magic bullets.
You have nothing that would lead you to believe it has special magic bullets. Sorry, chat is on fire tonight. 1-ish rounds before the ish hits the fan.
Okay.
So, Maddie, I will definitely say their comms are jammed all the way out to the helicopter.
Sweet.
All right, so Tyrannic has no one with katanas in front of him.
Because he is awesome.
A beast.
The other one comes at Genevieve and apparently can't roll above a 6 tonight.
Because I'm so devastatingly beautiful that he just can't.
I mean, you've got the
however
romance
you
card,
want to.
It's because I'm
Incorporate.
so sparkly, he can't see straight.
I mean, that is fair. So he comes in and V, you just kind of keep your cybernetic arm between you and him, and sparks are flying. You guys can hear the sound. Well, you hear 2 sounds. You definitely hear the sound of metal on metal, and then sort of that wet, sick snapping noise as the woman in red kind of slams her arm against the couch as her action to pop it back into place. The ones with guns, Li Mei is currently engaged with Lapis, so they turn and
Lay down
hold
the
on.
guns.
Nope, they all take shots at Tyrannic because he took out two of their team.
Yeah.
Peaches needs to go take out the guys on my
All right. So Tyrannic, do you want the news or the bad news?
the
I'm
news.
sure where it's not gonna be seen.
All right, so Tyrannic, their fire combat is 13, your dodge is 10, so they're already up 3. So the first one hits with a bonus die advantage. The second one hits with a bonus die advantage.
really?
Oh.
Oh, man.
And the third one hits with 2 bonus dice advantage.
Well, bummer.
Yeah, that's a huge bummer.
But they're at -4, right? Did you factor that in?
Oh,
I did factor that in.
I tried.
thank you.
I appreciate that. Oh, look, those 6s came back to me.
Oh.
If you love dice, let them go, and they will come back to you. Words to live by. All right, so Tyrannic, the first double tap takes you in the chest for...
Nope.
all right, hold on. The second one only gets you for 2, and the last one, hold on, these dice, 8, 15, 23. All right, so Tyrannic, the first shot takes you for a wound and 2 shock. What do you want to do with it?
Well, there's more coming, right?
There are 2 more shots coming.
Okay.
Take your turn. No, never mind.
I guess I won't do anything. Am I missing something?
No, he's just asking if you want to soak.
Oh, no, I do not want to soak.
Okay. The second one kind of clips you, and you only take 2 shock from it.
Okay.
And the third one also does a wound and 2 shock. With those -4s, it dropped me from doing 2 wounds and 4 shock, a wound and 2 wounds. So you can thank Maddie for
Go,
Scotty.
Maddie.
You made the right
Yeah.
decision on that one. Yeah. Nice.
Are you gonna soak any of it?
It's actually I'm only at 2 wounds.
Did you put a card in last time? You're already on it. You're a pro.
Yeah.
Look at you go.
All right, so it is now Lee May's turn. You
Yeah.
are so easy to find and so pathetic in the company that you keep. I wonder why it is that they want you as dead as they do.
I'm sure it has to do with my charming personality.
She turns and she grins at you, and you can see that several of her teeth have chrome implants. Her hair kind of fans out around her, and you can hear the sound of the grunt as that wet noise of relocating the shoulder. And so she's going to do a multi-action. She's going to do an intimidate, and then she is going to do an unarmed attack against you. So multi-actions.
Is she at -4 also?
No, she does not have the comms. 20, 30. So -2 for the multi-action.
Okay.
Plus 7. All right, what is your intimidate?
11.
Okay, so she got a good success against you. And plus 7 unarmed, so we're at 19. Your unarmed is
15.
15, so it's a normal success. So, so the intimidate drops your defenses by 4.
Ah.
Yep, because she got a good success. And Becca, how many cards do you have in your destiny?
4.
In her hand or in play? Proven action. Oh, what cards do you guys have in your
action pools. Do you have more than one card in your action pool?
No.
Just one.
Just the one for each of us.
All right, well, he only affected you. So discard your card from your action, or she only affected you. Discard your card from the action pool,
No.
Lapis. You don't have a choice. She is an insidious foe. And then she will hit you for a wound and 2 shock as she again just kind of grabs you and she starts trying to get you in that same arm lock. You can feel ligaments tearing. You can feel something snaps as like one of your ribs gives.
She attempts to snap something, and the force field around me flares again, and she is unable to fully get her arm on mine. And no wounds, no shock.
Okay. It is now the hero's turn. What do you guys want to do? The woman in red snaps her arm back into place. I will kill you for that.
I'm gonna double tap Lee May.
Okay.
And then get behind, or then okay, double tap Lee May, and then get behind the couch before the gun opens up and say, "Everybody duck!"
All right, what'd you get?
Hang on. Okay, hang on. My 19.
Yeah. I don't care how high you are.
And I have the -2 still.
The -2 from what?
A while ago.
Something she did last round.
Yeah.
Oh no, that has gone away.
Okay. Oh, cool. Okay. Then that is a 24. No, 25.
Nice.
A 25 to hit her
Mm-hmm.
is an outstanding success.
Excellent. Ooh, a 6. A 6.
Nice. Keep going.
A 5. 15, 18 plus 14 is
Wait, that's the star. That's a 6.
no. There's 2 stars on that one. A 5 and a 6. 18 plus 14 is 32.
All right, well, a 32 minus her toughness would be 4 wounds and 8 shock. So she's going to spend a possibility to get a soak roll. All right, well, she got a 36, which is a plus 11 to her reality of 10. So there's just this flurry of bullets as Lapis goes flying back, trying to get back over the couch, crying out, "Get out of the way." Rain is coming in through the shattered windows. You guys can see the barrel of the minigun is starting to spin up. Lapis, you hit the ground behind you and you kind of stand up, guns smoking. And for V and Tyrannic, Lee May was it was something so fluid and something so beautiful that you actually just kind of pause in the middle of the fight and none of the bullets touch her. And she kind of knocks a bunch of glasses over and settles down in a stance focused right on Lapis. Lapis, you hear the ding of an elevator behind you. V and Tyrannic, what do you guys do?
I got something. Do you have something?
No, go for it.
So Peaches is outside.
Peaches is outside.
Okay.
He briefly contemplates flying up into the night sky. There's someone on the street, Tyrannic, that looks up and as Peaches kind of flies in front of the moon, like wings extended.
It's beautiful, and I think Peaches. Let me know what you think about this. Peaches wants to spook the helicopter pilot to mess with their minigun and potentially crash the helicopter.
I mean, I love it. What's the What is
You
Peaches
said that
trying
I
to
love
do?
you. It's fine.
The gas tank.
Yeah. What is Peaches trying to do here?
I think maybe it's a maneuver, maybe it's an intimidate, and I think he wants to pop up, like, and the helicopter pilot, just gets a, pterodactyl in his face.
Mr. Furious, it's that one beautiful moment where the clouds part briefly and Peaches.
So maneuver, does that sound appropriate?
No, because maneuver is really about getting the person into a disadvantageous position. If you want to scare them, that would definitely be a intimidate roll.
Okay.
How intimidating is Peaches? Are we about to find out?
He's more maneuverable, so.
Ooh.
Oh, damn. Okay. So that is a 17 intimidation.
Not bad, Peaches.
Yeah, Peaches.
Caw-caw!
Yeah, he's spooky.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing, Michael.
Yeah.
A 17 is a good success, which would give them you could give the whole helicopter a -4 to everything they do on the next page, or on the next turn.
What did you put into play, hero?
Do you have anything that you can do to get 5 more? Because if you can get to a 23,
Yes.
that's an outstanding success,
I will play a hero card.
Nice.
which acts as a possibility. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and roll it and add it. I'm with 0 Earth Element. This could be epic.
Yeah, so that would have gotten it to a 20.
Just a 20.
Oh wait, no, hold on.
Don't forget, with a
No,
possibility,
sorry.
it always counts as at least a 10.
A 23.
That's enough.
Is that enough?
All right, so Michael, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this rule. We covered it in the Q&A last week. On a outstanding success on an interaction attack, it removes any non-reality related foes that it was targeting. So let me ask you this. What does Peaches do and what happens to the helicopter?
Oh man, well I think Peaches is so spooky that the helicopter pilot just instinctively jerks on the controls and we see the helicopter blades, collide with the glass in the building and, scrape it on down to their...
Ooh, like the Matrix when the helicopter goes in. Yeah.
Like a knife through butter.
All right, so the blades hit the side as Peaches just kind of swoops down and scares the bejeebus out of the helicopter pilot, who then tries to overcorrect and goes flying into, if I may change one thing, we'll say he flies into the opposite building, so none of you need to make dodge rolls against helicopter blade attacks.
Appreciate that.
And there is this massive fireball as it starts to scrape its way down the side, and V, as it's your turn, you can just see the light from below just illuminates the street.
Before you go, Lapis goes, never mind.
Never mind.
We're good.
We're okay, guys. That's fine.
Nice. That's great.
So,
What?
if Trina got rid of all non-reality rated
You haven't done
foes,
anything, though.
No.
That was just Peaches.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Peach. Oh yeah, Tyrannic still has a turn, and it was the non-reality rated foe that they targeted, not all
Yeah.
of them.
I think I'll just heal myself while I've got a moment here. And,
Okay.
Yeah, that would do it for a good success, and so 2 wounds are taken off.
Okay. All right. So Tyrannic then kind of, hunches over a bit, calls on the prayers to his goddess, and you can see his wounds close. V, bring us home here on this round. What do you got?
So it's how many people are left in the room. So Tyrannic has effectively taken out 2 in the room and the helicopter. How
Yes.
many are left in the room?
There are 4 left in the room, plus Lee May, and plus whatever's going on in the elevator.
Again. Every now and again, Lapis goes, oh, that's why I hired him.
That's right. Yep, and a wink back at ya.
Wait.
Keep forgetting. It's fine.
What do I want to do? I don't know, I had an idea, then trying to blow up the entire helicopter. I'm going to try and disarm Li Mei because I'm wondering if we cut off the head of the snake, if the rest will.
So Li Mei doesn't have any visible weapons. She has been throwing punches and kicks.
You'd have to disarm her.
Yeah, grappler.
I will say the approved action is taunt. If you want to try and impair her, if you can taunt her, you would also get a destiny card from it.
My taunt sucks, so.
Was it higher than mine? 'Cause mine was a 6.
Mine's an 8, so it's not much higher. But what I will do is I will play my Cosm card, Fists of Fury. For the remainder of the scene, unarmed combat is favored skill for all PCs.
Oh.
And then I will wind up, and I'm a puncher.
Nice. There you go.
Right in her snaky face.
Not just fists of fury, but fists of steel.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty
go.
much. Pretty much.
All right, so Maddie, so I will keep a note because we're gonna. All right, so fists of fury is in play.
Yep, but even favored, that roll sucks. So I'm gonna spend a possibility. I'm glad I raised this dice. It's gonna be one. So that's 21, which is 8. So that's an 18.
Holy crap, Maddie, Maddie, you had a good success against Li Mei.
Nice. There you go.
Okay, so what do I roll for my? I feel like I'm gonna run
D6.
and jump and just punch. So a D6.
Because you got a good success.
Right,
Yeah, it's
but
gonna be a
what's the base
D6 plus
damage?
your strength.
Plus
Oh, plus
strength.
my strength.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Come on. So that'll be 10 points of metal fist, like
To your
blunt
face.
punch to snake face. Does she have fangs?
Alright.
I would like to break one of her fangs if
Oh,
possible.
nice.
So you hit her and it rocks her back. She was totally not expecting Fists of Fury from Jean-Pierre. And you hit her hard enough that she actually skids back on the soaked carpet because the rain is coming in. And she looks at you and you can see a little bit of blood coming down the left side of her, out of her mouth. And she spits something metal on the ground. And you can see it's one of those chromed teeth. And so here's my question for you, group. Do you want me to draw the next card so you will know what the initiative will start at next week? Or do you want to be surprised?
I kind of want to draw it because if it's another enemy goes first.
All right. That's what I heard. I heard draw it, so I
Yeah.
have drawn it.
Okay.
The card is Showdown. Heroes go first and get a flurry. So you'll get to take 2 actions.
So I can punch her twice?
Yeah.
And the approved action is Trick. But that is where we're going to pause. We're not going to say what's going on with the elevator. The whole scene is now lit by the fire from below of the helicopter. And Peaches definitely has a peach-eating grin, or a human-eating grin, I guess, on its face as it comes flying back in the window. Guys, it is wonderful to be back at Torg. I hope you all had fun. Becca, thank you for leaning into the Cosm cards.
Yeah.
And V, I would not have expected you to play Fists of Fury, but I'm very excited that you engaged with it. Tyrannic, you are a delight as always. And we will see you all next week for more Torg. Tune in on Thursday as if Torg is the bright, exciting cinematic game, Fading Suns was a deeply traumatic and emotional game last week. If you have not watched last week's Fading Suns, please go check it out. Join us on Thursday for more Fading Suns, but we will be back next week for more Torg's Day night game. everybody, it's always good to play with you guys. It's always good to see you in the chat. Thank you to everyone from Greg to Mr. Furious, Zero Earth Element, Restar, Osver, Phantom, Josh. I'm hoping I didn't miss anybody. If I did, I apologize, and I will catch you next week. We'll be back in 1 week. Until next time, I am JM, your GM. These are the Horsemen and Lapis. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay gaming. Have a good one, everyone.
Good night, good night.